I got another super fan right there. That's a sign of endearment in most cultures. Come on up.
So why do you care so much about other individuals living their lives? Why is it affecting you? Do you have something up your ass or something?
Why do you care so much about what I have to say?
Because you're affecting other people's rights. You're taking away people's choices. You are hurting people.
Do you think every human being has a right to life?
Depending on how many weeks, but let's
So wait, hold on. Who's trying to take rights away? I want to protect the rights of all human beings. You call them a clump of cells. Who's trying to take rights away exactly?
So when is it a human being in your mind? When is it a human being in your mind?
Well, it's not even on my mind. Human development objectively begins at conception.
What if it's affecting the woman or anybody who is pregnant in this situation? What if they're going to die and they have to get an abortion? That's the only way they're going to live. Are they going to be over?
Well, hold on. Just so we're clear, that's only a couple thousand cases a year. But let's talk about the main thing, because there's over 1.5 million abortions every single year that don't involve rape, incest, or life of the mother. 1.5 million.
Most individuals that are having abortions are going to be mothers that cannot afford it. They usually have already 2 to 3 kids and a lot of time.
So it's acceptable to be able to murder your young if all of a sudden you don't have the money to support them. That you can murder your offspring if you're poor. 99.9% of all abortions are not rape and not incest and not life of the mother. How did that woman get pregnant in those certain situations? Did she just walk through campus and it just appeared and all of a sudden a baby is in her uterus? Or did she do something to decide to potentially have a child?
Sex, but also contraceptives sometimes don't always work.
Got it. So, but hold on a second. Shouldn't you take responsibility for your orgasms?
I don't think most men can make me come. I'm going to be honest.
Oh, okay. Well, again, outside of that statement, I'm not even sure how to take that, to be honest. Shouldn't you take responsibility for the sex that you have?
Let's say I was having sex and my contraceptives didn't work and I got the chance of getting pregnant. I am not having that child.
But you still decided to have sex.
Yeah.
And again, our opinion, when you go and decide, having sex is not something you need to survive. It's not like showering or eating or shelter. You can live without having sex. You can have a little bit of self-control. If you decide to go have sex, you should understand you play certain games, you win certain prizes, which might be another human life. Maybe we can get to some approximation of an agreement. Can we agree?
No.
Oh.
So I'm here with the Alliance of Male Feminists, defending women's bodies. My main question is, why are you so obsessed with legislating women's bodies? It seems like you've made it your life mission to remove the choice of the woman. And I just want to know why that is.
So you're accusing me of wanting to
legislate women's bodies.
Okay, so do you mean legislate control over women?
Yeah.
Specifically with abortion?
Taking away her right to choose.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm sure if I ask this question, the answer will be no. But you would say, does a mother have the right to kill her child?
Not kill, but what I'm trying to raise awareness right now is that we need to abolish child neglect laws, because that forces women to use their bodies even with babies. Now, I'm not saying they should be allowed to kill babies, but I'm saying they should be allowed to let nature just take its course. For example, I'm just saying, we are saying that it's survival of the fittest, and what I'm saying is I think that the MAGA fascists, I think you all are winning because you at least are trying to be consistent on the life issue. But what I'm saying is we need to be as progressive consistent. That's why I've got this petition here, to get people to see that we must abolish child neglect laws if we're going to be consistent that it really is her body and her choice.
I think you're doing a very good job exposing the hypocrisy of left. It's very effective, and I tend to agree with where you're trying to go. What he, they, them, whatever, is saying is the following, which is to abolish child neglect laws is the furthest extrapolation of a pro-abortion view. Which
that's consistent.
Of course, no, and I don't know what you actually believe. But what he's doing is trying to prove a point that if you are pro-choice, then therefore you should also get rid of child neglect laws, because it means you actually don't care for the baby, whether it be in the womb or outside of the womb. There is nothing holding black people back. In fact, the opposite. You could say things that white people can't say and not be fired for it.
People say that to me all the time, and they just walk around like it doesn't mean anything around here.
Say what? Say the what?
The N-word. I'm not going to say it on this public platform, but people say it to me all the time.
Derogatorily.
Yes.
Did you report it to student services?
I'm not. I have too much on my plate to worry about this.
But you're going to indict the moral character of Texas A&M.
I'm not indicting the moral character.
Oh, yes,
of
you
Texas
are.
A&M.
You're saying that.
I'm indicting the moral character of one person.
Oh, well, now it's one. So you heard it all the time, and now it's one. Got it. I don't believe you because now you resort back to a race hoax to make it seem as if the white kids on this campus are like racist and terrible.
White kids.
Oh, so was it a black guy that said it to you?
I'm not.
It matters a lot because this is how lies are able to grow. Jussie Smollett.
You think I'm lying when I say that people say the N-word around here?
If I think a white person comes up to you derogatorily and says, shut up, N-word,
I'm not saying they said it.
I said, are they saying it derogatorily?
But that doesn't mean it's word for word like that.
But, okay, so then it's not an insult then. So then don't bring it up as if it's evidence of racism.
You brought the N-word up first. I didn't.
No, I didn't.
You specifically said, name me an instance of the N-word.
No, I said black people can say things that white people can't say. Of course that's true. For example, black people can go up and say that there's a baby mama problem in black America, and white people are not allowed to say that. Oh, I just did. So what are you going to do, cancel me? So black individuals have much more intellectual public freedom than white people do.